Alright, so this video we're going to talk about the elements we need to make the song Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy. It's a lot of it at least can be played, or there's a significant amount of it that's based on power chords. Which generally look like this. This song's in drop D tuning. So your lowest note's going to be D instead of E. There's regular E, or close to it. To get to drop D, the easiest way is to just kind of hit your open D string. Use that as a reference. Kind of twist your fat string down until it sounds like the same note as your D string. So once you're in drop D, at least based off the fat string, power chords, instead of looking like this, are now just going to be straight across. You're just playing 3rd fret and 3rd fret. You can do it with one finger if you want. Just flatten it out. Which is one of the great things about drop D tuning. You can play really fast power chord shapes because it only takes one finger to do it. Otherwise, you have to kind of shift your hand around to keep that normal power chord shape in there. That's one good, nice reason for drop D. The other nice thing about drop D is just having that big low D note in there. It kind of makes everything real fat and full sounding. Okay, another element that comes up almost right away, the first thing you play as a guitar player in this song is ghost notes. And ghost notes are pretty simple. You just kind of mute out all the strings and chop away at it. You can do it on acoustics too. Just kind of gives you a percussive sound. You're just kind of mimicking some sort of, drum type sound. There's no real pitch to it. But it starts off with a D chord, which in drop D is, it's just playing the 2 fat strings or the 3 fat strings open. Pretty easy chord to start off with. But it starts off on beat 3 and 4 of the previous measure is the... So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes to G, which is now 5th, playing 5th fret and 5th fret, up to the B, which is now at 9th fret, back to the G again. And once again, that's a common theme that happens throughout this song on beats 3 and 4. Right before the next part's about to come in, you get a couple ghost notes thrown in there. It's really one of the coolest parts of the song, I think, is not even the note, just that choka choka. So the intro is basically the chorus part. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's I'm counting this wrong. Let me get a beat going here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the intro. It's also the same thing you'll play for the choruses, more or less. The verse is almost the same thing, except you're doing it double time. Let me bring up the song here. 1, 2, chicka chicka. chicka chicka. Yeah, so that second time through the intro, a second guitar came in and was playing a little bit higher part. We'll come back to that. But now we're at the verse, which is the same thing except the chords are sped up. And I think the guitar actually drops out at this point. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of play the chords and let them ring, just so you can kind of know what's going on. But basically the bass takes over. Does a single note version of the part we're about to play here. Let's see. Verse. So it's basically the same thing as the chorus. It's just you're changing chords, twice as fast. This next part, the pre-chorus, is a little bit interesting because so far everything's been either you get a whole measure, so at least 4 beats for each chord. This next part's a little bit different. We start off with an F sharp, which is now on 4th fret. We're going to a G. If you look at the measure, you got 2 chords in one measure, and it's not really split up evenly. What happens is you got 3 beats on F sharp minor, or F sharp really if we're doing power chords, and then you got 1 beat on G. Actually, you got 5 beats on G because the next measure is all G as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that G is coming in a little bit early. The next 2 measures, it's the same rhythm, except we're going from A to B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, same thing again, but it's C to B. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you just do G for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this part's a little bit tricky just because of the timing. Let me get a beat going here, and we'll kind of loop this part for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, C. So that's what the pre-chorus right there. Then it goes into the chorus, which is same as the intro. The second time it goes through this, and I think this is sort of a theme through the whole song, it does the same chords, but it kind of syncopates the rhythm a little bit. So it's syncopate was the wrong word. I didn't mean to say syncopate. It leaves a little bit of space. So the first time through, the rhythm is 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The second time through, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it kind of leaves a little bit of space the next time through. Then we got a bridge. Starting on F sharp once again. 2, 3, 4, 1. So right there, that G sharp's coming in right on beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, B, C, B, G. It goes into the verse again. Pre-chorus again, then the chorus, then we got this breakdown at the end. And the breakdown is just pretty simple, but there's this riff that starts off the breakdown, and it's also how the song ends. And it's pretty easy. You're just going from an E chord, which is the 2nd fret, to D, which is open. But the rhythm, this is syncopated. This is what I meant by syncopated. So a syncopated rhythm is when you're kind of accenting the offbeats or the upbeats. So I'm going to play this rhythm real slow. It's just 2 measures. It's just the rhythm's only 1 measure, but the whole thing takes 2 measures long. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That. 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So any rhythm where you're kind of missing downbeats, hitting on the upbeats, that's called a syncopated rhythm. This one might be a little bit tricky to get, or it might come very easily to you. And that's pretty much all the elements you need to really play this song. There are some kind of higher parts in here that are not power chords, and to do those parts, what we're going to need is some scales. This is in the key of D, so we're going to need D major scales. And for that, I'm going to tune back up to standard for this. So key of D, we got, D major scale. There's a D right there. We got a D scale if they're going down. We can keep going up from that point. We can start from this D here and play that similar shape. Get all the way up to there. What else could we do? Pentatonics. We got D major pentatonic. So minor pentatonic, I would put my first finger on D and play that shape. Major pentatonic, put my pinky on it. So this would be the scale we'd want for this song, D major pentatonic, which is the same thing as B minor pentatonic. And there's lots of other. You do that extended shape, or lots of different pentatonic shapes that we could use for this song. But those higher secondary parts are going to kind of come from out of those areas. Anyway, so that'll do it for this video. The next one will be just a little play along of the whole song.